Hello, everybody. I really wanted to thank my friend Paula, Rockstar Paula, for being here with Megan and me out at the river to talk about this shoot with me. Paula, I love you. You have a story that is really quite remarkable. And as Megan said in her clip, she was with her ex for 19 years, which is hard to even believe you're older than 19, honestly. It's true. I'm just being honest. But you, in your particular case, can you let us know, first of all, how long your relationship was, when you met? And
I met him when I was 15. We got married when I was 23. So 37 years.
I think that you win.
That is not what I wanted to win.
No. And what I love about you is that you are this incredible free spirit. Like it's like when you got set free, you sort of went nuts in a good way. And like, from my understanding, you were not allowed to have a car. You were not allowed to have a license, I believe. And you got all that at like 51? 50. And that's pretty amazing. Or you think about that and you're like, dang. You know, and what I really want to tell people and make sure that people understand is that it's very callous and hard-hearted to say to a person, why didn't you just leave? When you have someone that is dealing financial abuse by controlling the purse strings and not allowing you to have freedom to do anything, it really just makes it absolutely impossible to get out, particularly because you guys had kids. You have twins.
I had twins with him 10 years into the marriage, so you might as well say that was 17 years into it. He made sure that I didn't have friends, that I was always, as people would say, under his thumb. When I went to work, I worked with him. If we went anywhere, he drove me.
You just weren't let out. You were like on a leash, it feels
Yeah.
like. And when you got set free, girl, you really were, what's the word, Megan? I don't know. You're the one that marches to the beat of her own drummer. I feel sorry for anybody that ever messes with either of y'all, but you just sort of went off and did your own thing, and you were figuring out life in terms of dating, because really you were a baby, you were a child when you met this guy.
You hear people say they really have to start over. I really had to start over. I've never lived on my own, and now I'm trying to make sure my twins are able to get out and do things on their own.
Mm-hmm.
And just try to live again. I said for so many years I just existed, and so now I'm trying to live.
And you're thriving, really. Both of you are, you and Megan. Well, all of them, all the girls. Mm-hmm. And I love your idea, because other than Megan challenging me with a moth emerging from a cocoon, and I've seen pictures of it. It's I don't know that I can pretty this one up. I'm going to try to, but you presented a unique challenge to me, and that was a sunrise.
Because I am coming out of the dark, and now I see daylight.
That really is what it's like, I think, and that's why I named it the Rebirth shoot, because I knew to each person it would be very personal and different of how you looked at it. My view of life after my abuser is it's the same, but it's different, you know. But we really were given a chance, and what a lesson that we all of these ladies have to teach. You know, I was just interviewed on Mark White's show today, and he asked me, you know, about providing hope to people that might be listening, particularly because we're in a pandemic and people can't get away, and so the rates of domestic violence have gone higher in this period. And the first thing that I said that I know that both of you would agree with is that it is not the victim's fault. It does not matter what you did. You didn't cook it wrong enough, clean it bad enough, do anything wrong enough to ever justify anything that's ever happened. And I know in myself, when we went to the luncheon, the Liberty luncheon, and I heard Stephanie speak, and with the thing with the wrist, and I thought, oh, that's not me. All he did was choke me and try to, but your abuse, my abuse, it's all of us. It's different, but it's the same, and I think that being a Sunrise was a challenge. And at first I thought, well, I could put her in a leotard. I surround myself with creatives so I can think outside the box. And one of our hair and makeup artists, Brittany, sent me this gorgeous gown and said, see how it kind of transitions from dark to light. And I thought, ooh. And then I thought, you're pink, you're in pink, you have pink here, you're pink. And I said, she's just like Cinderella. She's twirly, girly, flirty, fun. And I said, let me reach out to my friends. So I did through my connections, and we're waiting on some calls on that. But I don't do typical photo shoots. When I moved here, there was a lot of checking out the local photographers, and they do, hey, can me and my husband or wife come to the park with my dog or my child? I typically don't do that. As a narrative photographer, I want to help you take this mask off. And I know that your abuser firmly kept a mask on your face, and I know he kept one on yours too, Megan. And to wrench that off and to get to the raw and the real of what we've been through, and to do it in an artistic manner that can provide empowerment and hope for people who may be listening and going, he doesn't let me have a job. And not even him, because we all have to acknowledge that men are victims of domestic violence, and they are typically underreported. But to be able to say, I'm listening to this interview with Mark, and I can't get away. I don't have a license. I don't have anybody that understands. And I know in my particular case, my best friend that y'all both know, did not know about my abuse. My best friend, I mean, y'all know how close we are. My very best friend did not know about my abuse until about 6 weeks away from it ending, because of the shame. Do you know what I mean? And that's hard when you have friends that say, ew, he's a jerk. Like, why don't you leave? And you just feel stuck. And I don't know about you or you, Megan, but I experienced trauma bonding. It was like a Stockholm syndrome, where I didn't want anybody to talk about my abuser. I felt the need to protect in a way. Not everybody's like that. Not every victim's like that. But I struggled for so long. But in your case, I think you were just ready to, I think you were done. You were probably...
I was trying to tell him probably for a year and a half that I was done.
That you were done.
And once I realized, I got away and went and stayed with my mother. My family did not know. I'm an only child. I did not have no brothers and sisters to run to. My dad had already passed. Once I got away, got that license, got that card, it was like, you really can't make me stay. That was all it took.
It's true. I think that hold had been, you were just so done at that point that when you got a glimpse of freedom, in the rearview mirror, you were like, I'm ready to go.
In the dust.
So we're gonna transform you head to toe. And I have seen the work of, I know my staff from Phoenix and the local folks that do special effects makeup. People aren't going to be able to pick you out of a lineup. I don't want you to go out and, rob a Quickie Mart. We don't do that. But you're not going to be recognizable, because we really want to transform the entire you, so that just the vibrancy of what you chose, so that it matters to you. And we're going to have so much fun. The location is being kept private, but y'all know where we're going to be. And we're going to have a lot of fun and a lot of people. Does that cause you any anxiety? I know one of us that's in the shoot has some anxiety issues that y'all know of, but
I'm excited and ready.
You're ready. It has been coming on a minute. Yeah, there are some people that are very anxious at having, you're going to be sitting in chairs with big lights over you, with people fussing and plucking hairs and oohing and ahhing about how gorgeous you are, and posing for selfies with people. And so and then we're going to do this shoot. I meant to ask Megan, I guess this is kind of both for y'all. Do you have any idea how to pose as a sunrise? I do. I'm just curious if you am I gonna have to give? Well, I'll ask you, Megan. Do you know how to pose as a bloody cocoon coming out, or a?
It's not bloody.
I feel like it's bloody.
It's not gonna be bloody.
Is it not?
I hope it's not gonna be.
I'm not gonna put pig's blood on you. But do you know how to pose as a cocoon?
I do not.
We've been taking sketches, believe it or not, folks. And everything that I do is very high end. This is considered a couture photography. This is high end narrative photography, that when you look at the photos as they all spread out, they're going to tell a story. They're going to tell our story, and then we're going to pay it forward to the organizations that have saved our lives. And even if they didn't put you in a shelter, or me, or someone else, the groups that we had alone before the pandemic started were really beneficial to all of us, and thankfully they've been able to continue on Zoom, and so that we can still get that help. But I promise you, Paula and Megan, this is what I do. I can say with fair certainty that aside from my husband, I have not had the best of luck at choosing intimate partners in my life. I have chosen some wackadoodles, present husband excluded, Mitch. But I am very skilled in this area, and I'm confident. That's not being stuck up. I am confident that I will direct this like it's never been directed, and it will be a winter wonderland with smoke and fog and lights and snow that you can ski on and play in, and it will be a very long day. You guys know that, right? Do you know how long this is going to be?
It's going to be 3 days instead of 1.
Well, it's going to be about 16 hours. Is that you?
Yes.
Answer it. No, I'm just kidding. But we're going to transpose everything into a magical, starry wonderland, no matter what you are. If you're a sunrise or a moth emerging from a cocoon, to the phoenix rising from the ashes, we have everything, and we have all ages. I'm super proud to say that we're very diverse and inclusive. We have a 15-year-old, no, is she 16? 16-year-old, all the way up to a grandmother, and everything in between. So we're really running the gamut on this, and I'm going to change your lives on one day, because y'all both have changed mine over the course of a year and a half. So thank you for coming out to the river. It's beautiful. It really is lovely out here. And now you know my secret hiding spot for when I come out and play on my phone. But if you would like to donate to this, let me just say, in all seriousness, it does take a great deal of money for the experts that are being flown in, for the costumes that have to be built to accompany the hair and makeup, the products that have to be made, the software that's needed in post-production. This is something that does take money in order to make that. We are going to be investing, I call it investing. The money that we receive after everything is taken care of for the shoot will be donated to local domestic violence shelters right here in Alabama, as well as the Fix the Hurt organization in Arizona with John and Linda King, and the National Advocacy and Training Network in Tempe, Arizona, that has done amazing work that I have volunteered for years. And so I also just want to give back to other organizations who have lost children to domestic violence, because they really are the voice that has to grow up in a lot of chaos. And you know, when we learned better, we did better by ourselves, and hopefully to be able to pass that on to the young people, to say you are never at fault. You never did anything ever bad enough to ever justify anything. And if people don't hold you in a high enough regard to treat you like a beautiful sunrise or a delicate silk making moth, you know, then you're not in the right relationship, in my opinion. And I'm so grateful to you both for coming out and just hanging out. I love you guys, and I've missed you so much. I'm still not going to hug you, air hug, but because of this pandemic. But November 7th is when this happens, and we're going to continue speaking out against domestic violence and raising awareness for those places that do help those people that do need it desperately bad. So thank you both for being here. Love you both. I appreciate you. And thank you so much for listening. And to the Mark White Show, we sure love you here in Sheffield. Thank you so much.